We are Ham Radio. Welcome back, everybody. It's Freddie Mac, your Ham Radio Crusader, and I'm back with yet another video about AllStar. And this one is not just about the version 3 of ASL, it also covers a little version of HamVoIP as well. So I'm getting a lot of questions about how to add multiple nodes to your Supermon page. Well, you can also do it to your AllMon 3 page because they're a lot alike in the fundamental way. So this is my AllMon 3 on my home node. 58176 is my home node. 1776 is the private node on my home node. 576335 is my cloud hub. It's on the cloud through a Linode service. 57841 is a good friend of mine's node in Shawnee, Oklahoma. We trust each other, so we control each other's nodes if one of us is not able to. 57788 is my repeater node in Preston, Oklahoma. And guess what? 2950 is my GMRS live node right here at my house. And I can control them all from right here. We'll get into this other stuff over here later. I bet you're already eyeballing that. But this is my super node that I've been working on. I took a Raspberry Pi, put HamVoIP on it because I still like Supermon too. Don't get me wrong, it's very customizable, but it's not available on the ASL3 version. So I took a Raspberry Pi, put HamVoIP on it, put a radioless node on there, so there's no radio, but there's just the HamVoIP software. It is 576338 and it has a private node of 1888. But I've also tied in 58176, my home node, its private node 1776, 576335, my cloud hub, 57788, which is my repeater in Preston, and 1999 is its private node because it toggles the DMR connection there. 576331 is my little hotspot radio repeater node here at home. It's turned off right now. And 576337 is my other 2-meter repeater in Preston, Oklahoma. And I haven't been up there yet to adjust the firewall so I can log into it. And this is my GMRS live node 2950. You can see it is connected to 4510 currently at this time. So how do we do this? Well, that's what I'm here to talk to you about. So we're going to cover several methods, but let's say first, for example, I've set up some test nodes here. Let's say you either have AllMon 3 or Supermon installed on an ASL3 node and you want to add a node from another server. So these two are on the same network. So these two here are both 576334. It's AllMon 3 or Supermon 7.4. This is a separate node in the house that's on HamVoIP. I'm doing this so that I can show you that you can do this cross-platform, as it were, between ASL3 and HamVoIP. So let's start on the HamVoIP version. Let's say we want to put 576334 on the HamVoIP Supermon 2 page. So the first thing we're going to do is log in. Now you can either SSH into the node, and I think we may have to for this one. I can't remember how Supermon 2 goes, but it's allmon.ini. Oh no, we can edit it from here. Okay, so now that we're in the allmon.ini file for our Supermon 2 in our HamVoIP version, you've got your public node here first, 576336. We're going to scroll down. There's your private node for this node, 1999. So we're going to come underneath it, find our way back to our cursor. And we're going to add the entry for the other node that's on the other server, but it's on the same network. Bracket 576334, close bracket. We're going to go host, and we're going to follow the format of these other nodes that are already in here. So host equals 192.168.1.123 is the internal IP address of our other node, the 576334. Then we're going to do :5038. And then the username for that asterisk server is admin. You will notice this one up here is KD5FMU. I changed them to try to get them to eliminate any confusion. I don't think there is any. I just didn't want there to be any for the purposes of this video. So password, PASSWD equals, I made the password this password for the purposes of this video. It's not very secure, so don't use it. Menu equals yes. System equals nodes, and everything is case sensitive in here, and I mean everything. So please follow the case sensitivity. All right, and then hide URL equals no. So that is the other node. So I want to come down here to where it says all nodes. You see 576.336 and private node 1999. We want to add 576.334. And then we're going to write our edits and return to the index and close the window. Now I haven't hit all nodes on this one yet so that we can see what happened, because I want to show you something. Since this is a HamVoIP version and it's going to pull a node from an AllStarLink version 3 version, there's a step that you have to do, I discovered. So as you may or may not remember, on the Raspberry Pi version of ASL 3, there is a firewall. And it will block incoming port requests until you create a firewall rule. So you want to log into your AllStarLink 3 node. You're going to log into your AllStarLink 3 node and go to networking. We're going to go to firewall, edit rules and zones. And as you can see down here, I added a custom zone of 5038. And how do you do that? Well, you're just going to hit add services. When that loads, you're going to hit custom ports. Now I did a 5038 on both TCP and UDP, and yes, I know you don't have to do that, but guess what? I did, so there it is. And then I gave it, you know, just a little description so I could look at it at a glance and tell what it was. I'm not going to initiate that, but that's where you would do it. But you'll see it here, TCP and UDP 5038. So in doing so, that allows this to happen. All nodes, and there it is. So now you see 576.336, which is this node, 1999, which is the private node to this node, and now there's 576.334, no connections, and it's seeing it. So guess what you can do? Hit the drop-down menu, hit 576.334, type in 55553, and connect it to the parent node, and you're in business. And it's connecting. You can't hear it because there's no radios on these test nodes that I have configured. We'll let that finish. And it looks like someone else is already talking, so we're going to disconnect that. Now, while we're still on the HamVoIP version of things, we can also go to allmon.ini, and you can change this as well in an SSH session if you wish, but since it lets us do it here, it's just way easier. Let's say the node that you want to connect to is outside of your network, because I have one up in, well, I have a couple up in Preston, Oklahoma, but let's try to add it real quick. And I have to look up that IP address every single time. 162.208.45.29, port 5038. User there is admin. User there is admin. Of course, you won't be able to see this because it's my password. So, and then we can come down here, add 57788 there, write our edits. Return to the index, close the window, refresh the page, hit all nodes, 57788 shows up, it connects to its asterisk server, and since it has Skywarn Plus installed, the information shows up in the node. And so up here, I can drop down 57788 and make it connect or disconnect or reload its RPT comp, IAX, all that stuff. It's all right there. Now, how nifty is that? It's nice to have a little control. Now that was the HamVoIP version. How do we get this node 576336 to show up on 576334? Well, we have two ways, and I'm going to show you both. First one is AllMon 3. Unfortunately, we can't do that from the interface itself here that I am aware of yet, but we can go to our node, go to terminal, and go cd etc AllMon 3, and then we can sudo, we could actually have done this before, but sudo nano allmon3.ini, and this is the AllMon 3 ini file for the AllMon 3 interface. And you can see there was a 1999. That is, you know, just the first one that they put in there by default, and you can add your own. So we're going to add 576334 bracket open, or bracket open, or open bracket 576334 close bracket. Host is its internal IP address. Yeah, user for that one is K85FMU. Password is password 2024. And I don't think I have to put the port number on that one. So we'll hit Control X, yes to save, enter to exit. A little mistake there, so I got to go in and change this to 576336. And change this right here to equals. I thought something looked weird. Control X, yes to save, enter to exit, and then we're going to do the restart of AllMon 3. Come up here and refresh the page. And now we have two nodes, 576334, which is this node, 576336, and we can log in. And then I can take 576336 and tell it to connect and it's established. Went right into the parrot and you're good to go. And I've showed this little nugget before right here. When you're logged in and you go to a node that you're connected to and you hit the little red X, you hover over right there, it opens the dialog box for you. Has chose disconnect already, inputted that node's number, so all you got to do is hit execute and you're good to go. So how do we put it on the Supermon 7.4? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I'm going to show you that one as well. We are logged into 7.4. Let's make sure. Let me just refresh this and make sure that we are, and we are. So we're going to go to the configuration editor, select allmon.ini, and hit enter. When you first set up Supermon 7.4 in ASL3, it gives you two nodes, and I always comment out the second one because it's just not one I'm going to use. So we can comment it back in and make our changes so we don't have to type so much. I'm not going to do the listen live, so we're going to change this to 576336. Leave it as system nodes. I'm going to change the IP address to the other server's internal IP address, and that's 192.168.1.199. Its username for its asterisk server is K85FMU, and the password is password 2024. And I'm going to go to all nodes at the top, right behind 576334, and put in 576336. I'm going to write my edits, return to the index, close the window, refresh the page, and then I'm going to hit all nodes, and voila, bada bing, bada boom, here we are. You've got both nodes inside of that Supermon, and you've got a drop down window now so that you can choose which one you want to control. And you can add the outside servers the same way. You've got to add their outside IP address here, And you've got to go into their routers most likely and forward 5038, the port 5038, to that particular inside IP address. But you're going to put their outside IP address here. Their asterisk server username password. And there shouldn't be any trouble. Now, if you're connecting into an ASL3 node, you're going to have to do that firewall rule thing again. So, I mean, you too can have a Supermon or an AllMon 3 page that looks a lot like this. Let's see, that's not the one. This is my home node, and I've got it connected to a lot of other nodes, but this is my super node that I'm working on. As you can see, there's several of them in here. But when you put Skywarn Plus on an ASL3 node, it doesn't configure your Supermon 2 display to show weather information. It's just that's just not there. I'm not sure if it ever will be. It is what it is. Bada bing, bada boom. We've got AllStar. Okay, folks, so there you have it. You can do multiple nodes, inside and outside nodes, on your AllMon 3 page, on your Supermon 2 page on HamVoIP, or on your Supermon 7.4 page on ASL3 as well. And yeah, there's some customization tips coming along. Been playing with it quite a bit, so having a lot of fun. Hey folks, this is Freddie Mac, your ham radio crusader, saying 73s, wishing all the good signals to be yours, and ham on, y'all.